He was one of the most celebrated wrestlers in WWE history, a champion adored by fans worldwide. But behind the fame and accolades, Chris Benoit harbored a darkness that would shock the world. In June 2007, Benoit murdered his wife and young son before taking his own life, creating one of the most disturbing tragedies in professional wrestling history.
A professional wrestler and his family have been found dead inside their home. At about 2:30 p.m. today, 40-year-old Chris Benoit was found in his suburban Atlanta house along with his wife and young son.
Double murder-suicide at pro wrestler Chris Benoit's Georgia home. Cops saying in a press conference just a couple of hours ago that they found the wrestler hanging by a pulley on some exercise equipment in his home gym. And they also found Bibles placed beside the body.
Chris Benoit had earned a reputation as one of the greatest technical wrestlers of all time. His dedication, athleticism, and storytelling inside the ring made him a household name among wrestling fans. Yet outside the ring, Benoit's life was increasingly troubled. Marital tensions, possible steroid use, and personal stressors had created a volatile environment, though few imagined the horror that would unfold. On June 22, 2007, Benoit's wife Nancy and their 7-year-old son Daniel were found dead in their home in Fayetteville, Georgia. Hours later, Benoit's body was discovered in the same house. What initially shocked the wrestling world would soon become a nationwide news story, raising questions about mental health, substance abuse, and the pressures of professional wrestling. Investigators determined that Benoit killed his wife and son over a 24-hour period, then took his own life. Autopsies revealed no immediate evidence of defensive wounds, but toxicology reports indicated the presence of steroids and other substances that may have affected his mental state. The WWE initially struggled to respond, balancing respect for fans and performers with the horrifying nature of the crime. The public was left stunned. How could a hero in the ring commit such a heinous act at home? Subsequent investigations explored contributing factors, including brain trauma. Later studies suggested Benoit suffered from chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE, a degenerative brain condition linked to repeated head injuries, which may have impaired his judgment and contributed to his violent actions. The murder-suicide shook the wrestling world to its core. WWE canceled shows, removed Benoit's content from broadcasts, and began addressing concerns about head injuries, concussions, and wrestler safety. Fans and colleagues mourned Nancy and Daniel while grappling with the complexity of Benoit's actions. The tragedy also sparked broader conversations about mental health, brain trauma, steroid use, and the hidden pressures athletes face in high-impact sports. Benoit's story became a cautionary tale, highlighting how fame and success can coexist with unrecognized personal struggles, sometimes with deadly consequences. Chris Benoit's life and career ended in a horrific act that shocked the world, leaving grief, anger, and unanswered questions in its wake. He was a champion in the ring, but at home, his story ended in tragedy. This case serves as a grim reminder of the dangers of untreated mental health issues, brain trauma, and the hidden struggles that can exist behind public personas. Though Benoit is gone, the lessons from his story continue to impact wrestling, sports, and the conversation around athlete welfare worldwide. He was a beloved Disney star, famous for his role on That's So Raven, and adored by millions of fans as a child. But as Orlando Brown grew older, his personal life spiraled out of control, leading to multiple arrests for domestic battery, threats, and erratic behavior, shocking fans and the entertainment world.
Disney Channel star is busted again right here in Las Vegas. Police tell us that Orlando Brown was arrested Monday for narcotics possession. And according to TMZ, the former That's So Raven star was stopped after leaving a motel. Well, police found a bag of meth and a pipe on him.
You can't be acting like that, bro.
Yeah, well, you can't be raping my kids.
Are you able to go somewhere?
We're now getting a closer look at the arrest of former Disney Channel star Orlando Brown, who was taken into custody late last year after allegedly running at a man with a hammer and knife blade.
Orlando Brown's early career was marked by fame, success, and adoration as a child actor. However, behind the scenes, Brown struggled with personal issues, substance abuse, and anger management, resulting in repeated legal troubles that dominated tabloids and news outlets. Between the late 2010s and early 2020s, Orlando Brown faced numerous arrests for domestic battery, making threats, and other confrontational behavior. Reports often involve disputes with partners, friends, or family members, sometimes escalating to physical altercations or law enforcement intervention. In addition to domestic violence, Brown was frequently charged with resisting arrest, public intoxication, and other misdemeanors, reflecting ongoing struggles with substance abuse and mental health challenges. Each incident drew media attention, with fans and critics expressing concern over the former child star's well-being. Court documents reveal that Brown often received probation, fines, and mandated counseling or rehabilitation programs. Despite these interventions, repeated arrests highlighted a pattern of behavior that posed risks to both himself and others around him. Orlando Brown's repeated legal issues sparked conversations about the pressures faced by child stars and the long-term impact of early fame on mental health and behavior. Advocates emphasize the need for support systems, rehabilitation, and accountability in preventing recurring violence and criminal conduct. Brown's career has been heavily impacted, with professional opportunities dwindling due to his legal troubles and public image. His story serves as a stark example of how unresolved personal and mental health challenges can escalate into repeated legal incidents. Orlando Brown's repeated arrests for domestic battery and threats underscore the dangers of untreated mental health issues, substance abuse, and personal instability. From beloved child star to troubled adult, his story highlights the importance of accountability, support, and intervention, proving that fame cannot shield anyone from the consequences of their actions. The music industry isn't just about fame and fortune. Sometimes it's a battlefield. On a fateful night in 2003, Wolf Jones, a close associate of the notorious B.I.G., was gunned down in a parking lot shootout. The killing highlighted the dangerous intersection of hip-hop rivalries, loyalty, and street violence.
Wolf just wasn't no security type dude. Wolf had admirations to do things bigger and better. But see, what people don't know was Puff was putting the battery in Wolf's back, talking about, I don't need you no more. When I do this Universal deal, I'm gonna give you $300,000 and leave you the fuck alone.
Wolf was the guy who never came forward but handled all of Diddy's shady business behind the stage. But he never realized that his loyalty remained unchecked.
Wolf Jones was more than just an associate. He was part of the inner circle surrounding Biggie Smalls, navigating the high-stakes world of East Coast hip-hop in the years following Biggie's own death. By 2003, tensions between rival factions and unresolved music industry disputes had created a volatile environment. Unfortunately, Wolf found himself in the crosshairs of a violent feud. On the night of his death, Wolf Jones was in a Los Angeles parking lot, reportedly meeting with friends or handling business related to the music industry. Eyewitnesses later described a chaotic scene. Multiple gunmen opened fire, bullets striking Wolf and several others. Jones was pronounced dead at the scene. The shooting appeared to be connected to ongoing disputes in the rap industry, including lingering rivalries from the East Coast-West Coast conflicts that had claimed the lives of prominent figures like Tupac Shakur and the notorious B.I.G. at the height of the 1990s rap wars. Law enforcement investigated, but like many cases linked to hip-hop feuds, details were murky. Motives were believed to involve loyalty, retaliation, and territorial disputes. A stark reminder that music fame sometimes comes with deadly consequences. The murder of Wolf Jones sent shockwaves through the hip-hop community. Friends and colleagues mourned, while fans were reminded that the violence surrounding rap culture didn't end with the deaths of Tupac or Biggie. Although no high-profile convictions were directly tied to Jones's murder, the incident contributed to ongoing discussions about safety, feuds, and the dangers faced by those close to high-profile artists. It was a tragic reminder that fame and proximity to the music industry can sometimes attract deadly attention. Wolf Jones's life was cut short in a violent parking lot shooting, a story overshadowed by the legacies of Tupac and Biggie, yet a chilling reminder of the deadly stakes in the rap world. His death serves as a cautionary tale. In an industry fueled by rivalry and loyalty, even those behind the scenes are never truly safe. Though Wolf's story may be lesser known, it remains part of the dark, violent history surrounding hip-hop's golden era.